Hello, positive outcomers. Welcome to another episode of Positive Outcome. Yes, I am so excited, as usual, to come out here and hang out with you guys. I did call you guys positive outcomers because that's who you guys are. You guys are outcomers. You guys are overcomers. You guys are valuable. And you know what? I believe in you guys. I believe in your uniqueness. I believe that you are relevant. And I believe that you are able, despite all the challenges that comes our way, you are able to get to your desired outcome. You are outcomers, okay? So this show is about us, me and you. Okay? It's not about me talking, and you listening. It is all about us. This is a community. This is a tribe. This is a safe place where we have intense, transparent conversations. This is where we talk about the various tools and strategies to make it through our roadmap to the end point. This is a place where we embrace our fears, but we take action, knowing that we are overcomers, knowing that we are more than able, knowing that we have a seed inside each and every one of us. Welcome. Come in the space, guys. Let us talk. Let us hang out. Let us have a conversation. I am so excited. Today, I will be talking about fueling that seed, right? That seed of relevance in you. Fueling that giant inside of you. So come on. I love when we are chatting. So as we are having this conversation, something comes to your mind, please comment below. Please send me a message. I love reading the messages and the comments and the questions. And that helps me to decide what I'm going to talk about next, right? So I have had a lot of people ask me this question. How did you get to your current position? You are in the highest position in your company, in the state that you're in. You have not only covered one state, you have covered 2 states. You have 5 disciplines under you. How did you get there? And then you are a coach. You are talking to families. You are talking to youth. How are you doing it? And you know what, guys? Let's talk about fueling that seed, because that is part of my journey, right? That is part of my journey. And if you know me, you know me. I love to tell stories. So I'm going to talk about the story. When I finished school, guys, I was pregnant. And I was a single mother at that point. And it was hard. It was really hard. I was struggling to love and protect my kids. And in that same time, I was facing the wall with a lot of insults and persecutions coming my way. And, you know, people are going to be people. And I'm learning, and like I said, we are growing together. Some people had a lot to say about my situation at that point. But you know what? I focused on the kids. And like I said, it wasn't easy for me because I felt like I had disappointed myself, my family. But I kept going, okay? So this story, I struggled really hard as a single mother to move these kids from an apartment to a home so they can have a lot of space. And believe it or not, it was not easy. I'll tell you guys my son's story in another episode. If I start right now, we're going to spend the night here. So we'll talk about that later. But I work night shift, and because if you're a single mom, you know you work night shift so you can take care of the kids during the day. And one night I worked night shift, came back home, and I was sleeping. And my mom was around with my uncle helping me with the kids. Then I hear my mom, she used to call me woman of God. My mom screamed, woman of God, something is happening to your car. And I ran downstairs, and guess what I saw? With my own eyes, this eyes, I saw my beautiful gold new MDX, Acura MDX, in a tow truck, disappearing before my own eyes. My car was being repossessed. Guys, if I get emotional, I'll try not to be, but I can't. But if I am, it's just me. Like I said, I'm just being real, right? And I watched the car drive away. The car that I put in so much to make sure that my kids have a comfortable ride, okay? So I had to figure out how to get these kids back from daycare. And thank God I had someone I worked with, and Michelle, and she was nice enough to give us a ride that night and for a few days. The next morning, the same thing happened. She gave us a ride. But in the evening, there was no Uber, there was no Lyft, none of that stuff. And I had to pick up my son, right? God. And my uncle told me, let's walk. Take the kids' stroller, let's walk. So my uncle and I, we walked and walked and walked to his daycare. And while people were parking their Benzes and Lexus and Honda cars and even the same MDX that was repossessed, I walked with my stroller and I parked my stroller waiting for my child. Guys, it was not easy. I felt ashamed of myself. I felt so ashamed that I had disappointed myself and my family that I did not want to ask for help. I had my siblings as my saving grace, and I did not want to ask for help. So my son finished school, we put him in his stroller, and we walked miles and miles back home. That day I walked home and I was very, very broken. And I cried, and I cried, and I cried. My mom looked at me, my mother, that was my saving grace. And she just knew it. She just knows when to come in. And she looked at me and she said, let me tell you something. Remember when we used to farm back home? Remember when you put the grain on the soil? Remember that when you come back, you have a lot to harvest. You know why? Because the seed in the grain had to go through some things for you to reap all the harvest. And she looked at me deep inside my eyes. And you know what she said? You have that seed inside of you. Wake up and let that seed grow some strength, some perseverance, some endurance, and you are able to make it through. And I'm like, what in the world is wrong with this woman? Like, really? I am here trying to figure out how I'm going to pay this mortgage, how I am going to pick up my child from school, and you're telling me about some seed and some grain and some farm back home. Then, for whatever reason, she figured out, how to get my dad. My dad is the coolest person. Cool. To send money for mortgage, and they helped me out. And my dad would tell me, this too shall pass. And my mom's words and my dad's word, and of course the word of God that I held onto, started sinking in and started making me believe that there's really a seed inside of me. And you know what? I started looking at things differently. Why am I telling you this? Because that's part of my journey. That is part of my roadmap. That is part of some of the things I had to go through to be here today. And of course, my story is very, very different from 17 years ago. I definitely will not be parking a stroller in no place, right? So what is your journey? Maybe you can relate to what I just talked about. Comment, send me a message. Let's talk about it. Because you have the seed inside of you to be and do whoever you want to be. To live the life not only of success, but of significance. You have it in you. Okay? And let me tell you another story. I finished school and I was a manager. As soon as I finished school, I jumped into leadership, which is great because I love it, right? And it was not an easy journey. On most of the meetings and organizations that I led, let me tell you something, nobody looked like me, no one sounded like me, and no one was even my gender, guys. I used to walk in conference rooms and meetings and no one would sit next to me, and I was like, am I stinking or something? I knew I was smart. Remember, my parents told me I had a seed inside of me, and my dad said this too shall pass. So I knew that I was relevant. But you know what? My mother's words kept ringing inside my ear. Fuel that seed. You are able to make it through. You are looking in me and maybe you're in another journey. It might not be my same kind of journey. But look at my eyes. I know you can do it. There is a giant inside of you. There is a giant inside of you with so much potential. There's a giant inside of you with so much you can accomplish. You are an achiever. And I want you to know that I believe that you are valuable, and I believe that you can overcome, and nothing is going to stop you. Okay? So why am I saying all of this? I'm saying this because this is our tribe and this is our community. And if you have not yet been to my website, please visit my website. Because I am here for us to work together and grow. Growing from minimum to maximum and continuing to grow. Because like I said, we are in this together. If I can do it, you can do it. And guess what? My zeal, my desire is that you will even do better than I did. So I want to push you. I want to bring out the seed inside of you. I want to work with you. Okay? Positive Outcomers, if you have not visited my website, visit it. I am offering some free classes on financial services. You know, I passed my financial exams, and I know I've said it 20 times, which is okay because I'm happy about it, okay? What I have learned in this journey is that I really cannot care what people think about me. I used to care so much about what people thought about me, but you know what? I am going forward. I am pressing hard. I am going ahead. And the naysayers will not stop me. They will not stop you. We are going ahead. We are giant. We are end-time giants. And we're going to make it through. So visit the website. Join my mastermind classes. I am starting 2 classes in the month of July. I am starting a class called Fueling That Seed That Is in You, guys. And I'm also starting a leadership class. We will take a journey depending on the path. If you want to join Fueling the Journey, I will work with you to be intentional with your growth, to be intentional to place that seed inside of you in the right environment, in the right condition, where you will grow, where rain will fall upon you and your seed will grow. If you choose to be in the leadership aspect of it, I am encouraging you to sign in the class, okay? All right. My positive outcomers, the message for today is that despite your journey, you are able, you have the seed inside of you to make it through. All right? And it doesn't matter what anybody says, you can make it through. Join me, join my tribe. Go to my website, register. Let's grow together. Okay? Now, you know I got to do my dance, right? I got to do my dance. Remember. To do what? To like, to share, to comment below, to subscribe, and to hit that nice bell, my giants, my overcomers. Bye, guys. I love you, and I mean that. And I will continue to believe in you until you believe in yourself. You're valuable. Okay? Bye-bye.